Hey there, good morning. I'm Meteorologist Ben Peine. It is Ben at 10 here live from Extol Media Studios in New Albany, Indiana on this Monday, July 28th. We're in the middle of the heat wave that continues through midweek. Heat advisory again for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Might get a slight chance of some rain relief in a couple of areas a little bit later this afternoon, and I can actually just pop that on here and show you what I'm talking about. So there you can see over central Indiana, some showers and thunderstorms. And if you look closely at the general motion of that, it does look like it is trying to head our direction. So again, a little bit later today, if this can hold together, some of the models try to make it dissipate and kind of fade away. But if it can hold together, should bring some extra clouds and maybe a little relief to parts of southern Indiana today. Won't likely make it into much of Kentucky later on. But so that's something that we're kind of looking forward to for today that might help things out. As again, we're in the middle of this heat wave as we take a live look outside. There you can see the sunshine that we have across the area as we look live here at the corner of Market and Vincennes in uptown New Albany. And it's just going to be another scorcher out there for today. Been doing a lot of sweating. I've been out there attacking this heat in the afternoons, staying busy. Played some golf yesterday afternoon with my son Brady. Been out at some shows Friday. We were out at Enchanted Forest with my wife and some friends. And Angie Fenton was out there, just sweating it out and having a good time. So trying to get out there and stay as hydrated as possible during, again, this heat wave that continues. But there is actually a lot of good news in our program today as we've got some relief getting closer. We were talking all last week, and I was blogging about it on extolmag.com about the potential of relief on the way as we start off August. That timing looks to be about the same as we'll have a cool front move in Thursday. Should bring in a decent rain chance as it moves through, and then dropping dew points, meaning dropping humidity and dropping temperatures. It might be the coolest we've seen since mid-June, meeting some low to mid-80s by Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So looking like a nice first weekend of August heading our way. So we're going to, again, talk a lot more about that here in just a moment. In the meantime, again, we're just tracking some showers and some thunderstorms just off to our north right now, getting a little bit closer to Bloomington and Columbus. But right now, pretty much all areas are high and dry and pretty sticky out there as well. We'll get a look at the current conditions as well as we get our Ben at 10 rolling this morning. So we've got a couple comments popping in this morning. Christian Walker, as promised, tuning in there from Carmel, Indiana, from central Indiana, where we've got a better chance of rain up that direction. In fact, there you can see that rain passing just off to the south of Indy right now. Beverly Haggis, usually number one, number two in the comments this morning. Good morning from Borden, Indiana. A little bit down today, 2 years since my husband passed. Very sorry about that. Very sorrowful anniversary for you. So thinking about Beverly Haggis this morning there in Borden, Indiana. But thanks for being here on the show this morning with us here, Beverly. And as we go out of full screen mode there, I want to go ahead and bring up, again, some resources here for you that are always available at your fingertips. So let's go ahead and head over to extolmag.com/weather. We've got a live stream up right now. There's your interactive radar, your 3-day forecast, current conditions, 7-day forecast, the weather story, and a look at the severe weather outlooks. One thing I want to pause here on is this is a look at all of the alerts across the United States. Take a look at the amount of real estate that is either under a heat advisory or excessive heat warning. It's worse to our west and to our east. To the west, over the Mississippi Valley, they're under the excessive heat warnings, and that stretches up into the plains and parts of the upper Midwest. And out in some of these areas as well, they've got the corn sweat, evapotranspiration. The corn puts out gallons of water into the atmosphere from the roots that come up into the leaves, and got that corn sweat going on. So it can be even more oppressive outside of the city sometimes when you're in the middle of the growing season here around a lot of the farm fields and the soybeans and the corn. So again, that is a huge area of the Ohio Valley, the Midwest, the Southeast, under all of those heat alerts. So we're among the heat wave here with heat advisories that continue through Wednesday here for us. So again, we got you linked up to any of the alerts that you want to check out there. The regional radar, no drought here. The drought, if you're curious, is all out over the western United States. You can always take a look at the Indiana weather and traffic here. We got you linked up to NDOT as well. And you can always look and see if there's any red popping up on any of the highways and byways, but it looks like we are in good shape across the area. This is a look at 265 and Grant Line Road right there. That's a popular exit for me heading home and heading to work. But again, if you pop on any of these cameras that you want to check out at any point in time, and then you click on it, and then it will begin to start animating there for you. And then we go down here to the interactive radar here at extolmag.com/weather. There you can see those showers and thunderstorms to our north. And you can also plot on the temperatures, which are now starting to move into the 80s. So looking at some lower 80s across the area right now. As we zoom in a little bit closer, you'll see more of these temperatures plopping on. So anywhere from around 80 to 86 on our local thermometers. Some relief just off to the north. So I did plot on, there you can see a few lightning strikes as well to the north. And then you can also, one of the fun features here, you can put on the storm tracks. And then if the storm is strong enough, you can click on the storm track and it'll tell you which direction it's going. And it has that one there near Batesville, Indiana, heading off to the southeast around 26 miles per hour. So it shows you the general motion drifting to the south. So we may see an increased chance of a few showers and thunderstorms later on today. And again, that's at extolmag.com/weather. And here's a look at the Falls of the Ohio Foundation live camera here. You can find this at the fallsoftheohiofoundation.org. We've got some mid-high level clouds filtering out a little bit of that sunshine as we look at the New Albany-Clarksville waterfront here. Get a few more comments popping up. We've got a good morning from Lillian Lasley. Thanks for tuning in. Orlean Whitlow, hoping for that cool weather. It looks like that confidence going up and a cool down a little bit later in the work week. And Dennis Gregory saying, good morning from Bedford. Boy, it's muggy here. Just did an early walk. Kudos to you for getting out there early and getting in some of that exercise this morning. I do want to give a shout out and some announcements here to our partners with Extol Media and Extol Weather and Ben at 10. Lions Roofing, you can go to lionsroofingco.com if you can get the free estimates there. Not only in Indiana, by the way. Over the river in Kentucky, they'll help you out as well. 812-294-3595 is the number to call. You can see that in the upper right-hand corner. And near that, you can click on the careers section at Lions Roofing, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. And they've got a roofing repair technician job opening still there. Again, that's 812-294-3595. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Michael Long. He's a big insurance agent with American Family Insurance here in southern Indiana and beyond. He can get you covered throughout the entire Hoosier state or even in the Commonwealth. 812-578-3072. Proud to be an American certified agency. Excellence in customer service. Always giving back to the community in southern Indiana. And Libs Paving, here is the top asphalt paving contractor in our area. The main thing, though, you go upper right-hand corner, we're talking about opportunities that are available to you, maybe a family member, maybe a child, a grandchild. Let them know about Libs Paving. That is L-I-B as in Ben, spaving.com. Go to the job postings there, and you can see that you can apply online right now. ivytech.edu. Tomorrow is Tuesdays at the Tech. We're in the middle of the summer session, but pretty soon you can register. August 25th is the beginning of the fall sessions. And this is something big to think about for your student or maybe you in your career if you want to save thousands of dollars and get a great education right here. 2-year certification programs, 42 different programs offered there. So you can go right here online to ivytech.edu. Just go to locations, go to the Sellersburg campus spot here. And you're going to find ways to register and get that one-on-one information with Tuesdays at the Tech. with help registering for classes, tuition aid, and all the partnerships and programs that they have to offer right there. So check that out. Appreciate their partnership as well. So we're just looking there at the live view of the interactive radar at extolmag.com/weather. And speaking of the live view, there you go. At the corner of Benson's and Market, some more sunshine across the area. We'll get to your forecast here momentarily before we look ahead with our future radar. And we'll look at the weather model data. We'll look at the good news with that cool down coming later this week. And thankfully, crossing our fingers, ever since we've been watching this last week, the timing still is the same. Thursday, Friday, the Great Lakes, Canadian air, we'll call it, winning the battle and pushing the muggy air to the south. So we'll see that good news here in just a little bit. Lillian wanting the allergies to cool down a little bit. That's kind of going upwards as we head through the rest of summer as we get deeper into the weed pollen season. All right, let me bring this one up here. And let me change one thing out really quickly. I'm going to put this right there. Also, a quick reminder, if you want to become an advertising partner, you want us to be your megaphone for Southern Indiana, get your name out there, your business, your organization, you can contact me, Ben at extolmag.com, or Jason at extolmag.com, and love to communicate with you. Extol Media or Extol Weather. You can also find us at extolmag.com/weather. So the weather headlines for today, for your July 28th, heat advisory through Wednesday, highs in the 90s, heat index over 100. We know the drill. We've been having this around for quite some time. I think today is day 6 in the 90s. And then rain/cooler conditions moving in on Thursday. That is our day of change. And just remembering some heat safety out there, whether on the job site, indoors. Why indoors? Well, you maybe just want to take the time to think about the elderly, the sick, or those without AC. I saw a tweet or an X post that someone locally had a 90-degree temperature indoors, which if you're living with that and dealing with that all the time, it can really wear you down and become dehydrated and cause heat illness. Limit your strenuous outdoor activities. Find the shade. Stay hydrated. And number 1, look before you walk. Never leave kids or pets unattended in a locked hot car. Number 1 there. So that play ball forecast for today, about a 30% chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. I think that chance is going to be better in southern Indiana actually than Kentucky. I got a little bit of rain last night, and 93 the afternoon high. Unless, again, you get some cloud cover and some rain, then that'll cool you down a little bit, and a west wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. UV index a little lower today with some of the cloud cover that we have. So we've had 10 on the UV index rolling for several days now, so a little bit lower for today. Still probably want some of that sunscreen. We needed that sunscreen yesterday. There's my son Brady and I at Hidden Creek, and just out there sweating as much as you could possibly sweat. Thankfully, we did have a couple of little isolated showers move through the Sellersburg area that helped cool us down a little bit. It was a golfing weekend. Not only did we get to play golf, watched Happy Gilmore 2, goofy movie, but 72 different cameos. So I had a good time out there. And yes, my son did beat me. And then after golf, he went right over to the tennis courts and started playing tennis, which I need to try to get more into here as the back tries to recuperate. The allergy forecast for today, moderate levels of grass and mostly weed pollen across the area. Sunset at 8:56. Currently, we have 14 hours and 13 minutes of daylight. That drops about 2 hours. We lose about 2 hours of daylight as we head into, about 3.5 hours of daylight as we head into October. So 3 months from now, we got a 6:47 sunset, and here in just a little over a month before 8 p.m. sunsets. So that forecast for your July 28th today, a high of 93 degrees, heat advisory, isolated pop-up shower, thunderstorm, and our sunset there again at 8:56. Tonight, evening shower or storm possible, otherwise muggy, partly cloudy, low of 77. Just really steamy. It's AC all the time right now. Your Tuesday forecast to 80 out the door, super muggy. You know, it is sultry, it is sizzling, all those S words for the summer pattern. 90 degrees by noon. Heat advisory again tomorrow. 96, feeling like possibly up to 105. And not much rain relief. Kind of taking the rain chance out for tomorrow. There's just not much to kick up maybe a very, very, very isolated shower or thunderstorm. So the 7-day forecast, mid-90s continue through Wednesday with mostly dry conditions, and then a decent chance of some spotty showers as a cool front moves through. Look at 84, the high Thursday, and then notice some cooler nighttime temperatures with the 7-day forecast. So this is the big news right here later this week. We're down to 66 Thursday night, 83 with much lower humidity Friday, and down to the lower 60s for Friday night. Maybe some outlying areas, some of those typical cool spots in the valleys might touch the upper 50s at nighttime as well. And 84 Saturday, and 85s Sunday and Monday. So the 80s, even some lower 80s, winning out, taking over most of the 7-day forecast. Just got to get through the next several days, and then it will eventually feel so much better across the area. So there's your forecast. We're about to dig into that weather model data as we do every day here on Ben at 10, into the deeper weather nerd segment of our show. Perry Porter, good morning. Bring on the cooler weather. Even though I love hot weather, I'm kind of ready. I was telling Brady yesterday when we were playing golf, like, this is exactly how Florida golf is like most of the year. It was pretty brutal. All right, let me go ahead and start to bring up the weather models here. And again, we'll take another look at the radar as well. As you can see, we're starting to see some showers and thunderstorms get a little bit closer from the north. As we compare and contrast, what I noticed earlier this morning, I was looking at the weather models, say around 5:30 a.m. this morning, and it looked like the HER weather model trying to fizzle out some of this over the next few hours, then pop it back up late afternoon. The weather model's all over the place on timing, not doing a great job for today, which it can be very difficult to time out these kind of random pop-up showers and thunderstorms. But you can see overall, you know, if we're just basing on what we see here, there's a better chance over southern Indiana here over the next few hours, and maybe some of this persisting. So let's go ahead and bring up the, again, if you're a regular viewer, the HER weather model, the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh weather model. And we'll look ahead through this afternoon. And I like what the Climate Prediction Center has in their 6 to 10 day outlook, which we'll take a look at here in just a second too. All right, so we're going to bring up the HER. Here's the reflectivity. Here is now. It is picking up on some of those showers. This is at 11 o'clock. So notice that it does keep a couple of these showers going. Maybe seeing some of that first around Bedford, maybe Seymour, Paoli, Salem, Austin, Scottsburg. Chance of a shower passing through over the next couple of hours. Here's at noon. Again, kind of on a weakening trend, maybe just an isolated shower or downpour persisting. Certainly no severe weather. This is at 1 o'clock. Notice it kind of dissipates it here midday into the early afternoon. This is at 2 o'clock. It shows nothing on the future radar. This is at 3 o'clock, still mainly dry. So a large portion of today will be dry, especially in Kentucky. This is at 6 o'clock. So notice as we get late afternoon, early evening time, as we ramp the heat up, the air becomes a bit more unstable. And that's going to bring back a chance for some of these scattered showers and thunderstorms, or at least widely scattered, pretty isolated still. Here's your 7 o'clock view. That's kind of the nature of these pop-up showers and thunderstorms, randomly placed across the area. Here is 8 p.m. So kind of got to get a little bit lucky to get some of that rainfall. Your yard might be drying out if you haven't had much rain lately. And then this is at 9 o'clock. And once we get towards sunset, a lot of this will begin to fade away, kind of like clockwork this time of the year. And Mary Dale saying, hopefully we'll get some rain here in New Albany. Yeah, a lot of southern Indiana actually got some rain last night, but it was kind of fizzling out as it was moving in. Let me see if I have this scene here loaded. The rainfall total. We'll see if it goes back to last. No, I don't want that one. I'm not sure if I have that one loaded up. Let me check here. Bear with me. It's total precip. Oh, that's just today. So that's just showing the rainfall that we've had today. Let's bring up the dew points here real quick. We're talking about corn sweat and evapotranspiration. And the dew points are off the charts. So eastern half of the United States under blue, that is tropical air. And I just saw an 80 dew point, which is insane. 79 dew point around Evansville. 81 dew point east of Vandalia, Illinois. Oh, man, that is brutal. Low 80s dew points. There you go. In those farm fields, it's worse than Florida. So we got upper 70s, low 80s dew points, which is as bad or worse than much of Florida. So you get the picture here. It feels no different than if you were there along the Gulf Coast or the southeastern coast. All right, let's get back to the weather model data. We'll look at maybe that chance, a little better chance of some rain Thursday as that front moves in. I think we'll get the, let me put up the future radar here. That front to move in Thursday, the NAM should be able to take us out that far, the NAM weather model in AM. So that is going to be our July 31st, last day of July, front moving in. And so it does show us as that front moves through our area on Thursday, decent chance of some spotty showers and thunderstorms moving through the area. Definitely not a washout as that moves through. More importantly, as that front moves through, we're looking at the precipitable water. So it'll probably still be a bit humid out there for Thursday, but look at that cleaner air that's going to be drifting our direction here from the north. That is the relief that we have been waiting on right there. So it does look like it will have the punch, the gusto to make a move and push this tropical air down to the south. So that's what we've been waiting on. Thankfully, the model data is consistent ever since last week. Pretty impressive when you're modeling the atmosphere with numbers, numerical weather prediction, and then making maps out of the numbers and the equations that, I mean, it times it out that well. All right, so we're going to get rid of that and look ahead a little bit. And even more good news as we look at the longer range GFS weather model, which is timing out similar to the Euro. The Euro is a little bit slower. Euro really gives us the big time relief on Friday. But let's go to Thursday afternoon first. Here's 5 p.m. So Thursday, still a bit humid across the area, but I think with the clouds, we'll be down into the 80s. Now, here is the much better relief on the way. This is August 1st, our Friday, and we are solidly in the relief. So all that tropical air heading even south of Kentucky on Friday. Low dew points, refreshing air right there for your Friday. How long can it linger? Saturday, August 2nd, looking fantastic. Again, you want that red to be south. You want it out of here. We can finally evaporate and dry out our sweat and feel a whole lot better. Much more outdoorable weather. Cheers, big happy break here. All right, so that's Saturday. Let's go into Sunday. That will be the 3rd of August. And I think it's going to jump up a little bit. It tries to bring back a little humidity. Shouldn't be too bad. Notice, though, that the worst of it way down south. So overall, this pocket of feel-good air sticks with us through the weekend. We'll go into Monday, the 4th of August, as the year 2025 just seems to race on by. So maybe a little more humidity, but the worst of it is still down over the southeast and down towards Florida. So that's Monday, and then we should still be in the low mid 80s on Monday. And then we go into Tuesday, that is August the 5th. Maybe a touch more humidity, but the worst of it still to the south. So a little bit of a nice weather pattern change to kick off our first week of August. Let's bring up the temperatures for our Friday, August the 1st. And these are going to look a whole lot better. You can see the heat wave smashed down to the south. And when we click on the temperatures here, notice it's even trying to pop up some 70s in the afternoon Friday. So doesn't that look a whole lot better there for Friday? Look at those temperatures showing 70s and lower 80s. So the farther north you go, it gets a little bit cooler that direction. Now I'm going to go ahead and clear this out. And we've got some good mornings here. We've got Deborah Carney. Good morning from Springfield, Kentucky. Deborah, thanks for tuning in here this morning. And a look at the dew point temperature on Friday. This is perfect. 50s and 60s. You're going to notice so much of a difference in the air. Good feeling stuff there so our dew points now, again, anywhere from around 75 to 80, as bad as Florida out there. But then that nice change. Dew points dropping by 10 to 15, just an indication of a massive change to the humidity levels for our area. So all good news right there. And then let me try to bring up one other thing here. This would be the upper level wind speeds at about 18,000 feet. Pretty sluggish winds, which is typical for this time of the year. The jet stream really well off to the north. All right, there we go. Feeling a lot better. Now, over to the Climate Prediction Center, the CPC, and their 6 to 10 day outlook. That is what we want. So this shows above normal chances of below normal temperatures there over the Ohio Valley in the eastern United States. So that is the weather pattern change that we just saw, showing you the precipitable water, the lower dew points, and the lower temperatures starting Thursday and into Friday. A shift in this, I'd say, month and a half long, mostly just super muggy weather pattern that we've been slugging it out here as of late. So that there is the Climate Prediction Center. Now, that's 6 to 10 day outlook. That takes us into next week. And if we look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, that's just showing pretty normal stuff right there. Let's bring up the Storm Prediction Center's severe weather risk. If you're curious of where severe weather might happen across the United States. Let me try again here. So today there's actually a moderate risk of severe weather over eastern South Dakota and into Minnesota. So it looks like they may have a little outbreak of severe weather up that direction. Nothing for us, by the way. We go to day 2, level 1, very low severe weather risk to our northwest, nothing for us. And day 3 shows that very low risk of severe storms out to our west. So no worries for us about any severe weather anytime soon. And we take it back to the radar and satellite. We can check out those storms if they're getting a little bit closer from the last time we checked, as we come right up to 10:30. So yeah, they've got like a severe thunderstorm watch up here over North Dakota. So that's their active weather up that way. And then we've got a batch of some showers starting to move into southern Indiana. Let me go ahead and bring up the live radar on that. This might take just a second to load. If you look to the north, you might see the tops of some of those cumulus clouds developing with those showers. And we've got a teeny tiny shower right here in northern, it's like Scott County, just to the east of Austin, a little tiny shower that direction. That's County Road 350. You can see just north of 256, North Bethany Road, West Blake Road. So there you can see in Scott County. And then just a little bit farther to the north as you go into Jennings County, so southwest of North Vernon, out in the countryside. There in Jennings County, West County Road 500 south, South County Road 300 west, South County Road 275 west, little shower there. And then zooming back out, you can see some more active weather up to the northwest. So isolated shower or storm possible moving into southern Indiana here. Before that, most likely will dissipate through, like midday, early afternoon, and then late afternoon, early evening, we may have some additional pop-up showers and thunderstorms as that moves our direction. Just backing this up. We'll take another look at the forecast here as we start to wrap things up. And thanks for dropping in the comments whether you're watching now live or later today, this afternoon, watching that replay. Thanks for watching that replay. You can always watch here on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, P-E-I-N-E, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube. Thanks for liking or subscribing there at extolmag.com/weather. You can also find us there. So let's get back to the forecast here as we have a heat advisory through Wednesday, isolated pop-up shower or storm, but mostly dry tomorrow and also Wednesday. Rain and some cooler conditions arriving Thursday. I think it still will be a bit humid on Thursday, but it's kind of our day of change. And then Friday is when you're really going to feel that relief. And just remembering heat safety wherever you are. Some good tips here from the National Weather Service, weather.gov/heat, whether on job sites, indoors, outdoors, in vehicles. The main thing, look before you lock. Never leave pets or kids locked in. Check that back seat during the heat. And the play ball forecast to 93 today. Now, parts of southern Indiana, if you get a few extra clouds, you might be a little bit below that, but really humid out there. We all know that. Rain chances are at about a 30% chance today, and a west wind at around 5 to 10. UV index a little bit lower than the 10 that we've had for many, many days because of chance of a little extra cloud cover out there today. Here's us out there golfing, me and my son Brady yesterday. He did beat me, by the way, out at Hidden Creek. Fairways are looking good. Moderate levels of the weed pollen out there. And our sunset at 8:56 before 8 p.m. sunsets, a little over a month. And there you can see in 3 months, October 28th, 6:47 p.m. sunset as we lose about 3.5 hours of daylight over the next few months. That high today, 93. Again, the heat advisory, meaning heat index value is over 100 for a good chunk of the afternoon. And our low for tonight, after an evening shower or storm possible, partly cloudy and just really humid, a low 77 degrees and just a very light breeze out there. That forecast for tomorrow, 80 out the door, 90 by noon, 96 the afternoon high. Heat index up around 105. Sun up at 6:43 and the sunset at 8:55, and mainly dry conditions for your Tuesday and for your Wednesday. As again, the heat advisory continues through midweek through Wednesday. Thursday, 40% chance of some spotty showers and thunderstorms. As the cool front's working through the area, I'm going to drop it to 84 for that high temperature and then down to 66 Thursday night. The heart of that lower humidity, lower temperature air is Friday, Saturday, looking at lower mid-80s and cooler nighttime temperatures really good camping weather if you get a chance to do that this weekend, because we'll have those cooler nights, and maybe the AC can get a little bit of a break at nighttime as well. And then Sunday and Monday, we're still looking at below normal temperatures. Average high is 89 this time of the year. So we're still looking really good as we head into early next week. So things definitely improving later this week. Lily and Lasley popping in with thanks, and have a good day and stay cool. Thank you. Thanks for watching here, Lillian. And so that there is the forecast. We can bring this, get rid of that. We'll add this up. Again, we're just looking at the live radar here. A few showers getting a little bit closer to southern Indiana. The bulk of that up to the northeast, heading towards Cincinnati. So looking pretty isolated for our area. Again, kind of got to get lucky to get that rain chance. A lot of you want it. Our yard got a little bit of fresh rain yesterday. One more reminder about some awesome tools right here for free. Interactive radar, extolmag.com/weather. There's our live stream that's up right now. Your 7-day forecast. You got a 3-day outlook. You got current conditions. You've got 2 spots where you can find the interactive radar right here that I'm playing with. On the right side, you can scroll down. You can see the weather story, the severe weather outlooks, all of the watches and warnings, which all show orange and red over our region, which indicate the heat advisories and the excessive heat warnings. You got your NDOT maps and cameras, and then the big full screen interactive radar here, just a little bit lower on the page at extolmag.com/weather. You've got a lot of different layers you can mess around with. You got lightning, storm tracks, storm reports, wind direction, temperatures, which are now well into the 80s, any alerts that are there across the region, and you can see all the alerts are heat related. So they've got this heat advisory stretching out west, but then it turns into an excessive heat warning as well. And look how large this is. Look at all of the real estate that is under, again, the orange or the, I'd say, purple color is the excessive heat advisories and heat warnings throughout the region. This is the Falls of the Ohio.org webcam. There's some folks out there checking out the fossil beds. Maybe doing a little bit of fishing as well with a partly cloudy sky and a whole lot of humidity as well. I want to thank our partners here at lionsroofingco.com. Again, protecting your most valuable asset, the roof of your home and your home for a lifetime. You can get a free estimate right here. And they are a local family owned and operated out of Memphis, Indiana, but will cover you in Kentucky as well, commercial, residential. Give them a call, 812-294-3595, and you can find a whole lot more information about their company right here and how they can help you. Go to careers, and they've got a roofing repair technician job opening as well. A bunch of job openings still here at libspaving.com. A family member or friend that wants an opportunity, send them their way. You can see all the available employment opportunities here at libspaving.com. You can level up and get the training for that new career here at ivytech.edu. Head there, head locations, head to Sellersburg. You can see all the programs that they have to offer there. 42 different programs. And this might be the way to go to save you thousands of dollars in your post-secondary education, your college education. There are a lot of different programs that can help you out with tuition as well. Tomorrow is Tuesdays at the Tech. You can head here and see upcoming events. You can RSVP for Tuesdays at the Tech, or you can call them 888-489-5463 right there, and you can learn how you can customize your visit, get that in-person assistant, how to get started at Ivy Tech, register for classes, career development, how to pay for college, and you can do that all there in person. That's right off exit 9, I-65 north, just north of downtown Louisville there in Sellersburg. So there you can see a whole lot more information you can get right there at ivytech.edu. Shout out to my buddy Michael Long at amfam.com. Just put in Michael Long right there. You can call him 812-578-3072. Get you hooked up on maybe a quote for whatever it might be, your car, your home, or something else. We've got a side-by-side. We've got a cabin that is also covered. So you can put your package together right there. Excellence in customer service. Got you covered in Indiana, wherever you are in Indiana. Again, that's 812-578-3072. Almost all 5-star reviews that you'll find right there. All right, that is the show this morning. One more look outside. You see just some high clouds drifting in from some of the showers and thunderstorms that are off to our north right now. And if there's no last comments, we'll wrap it up with thanks for liking and subscribing Extol Media on YouTube and Extol Weather on Facebook. My page, thanks for hitting like or follow. That is Meteorologist Ben Peine. I can put that up right here as well. And then extolmag.com/weather. That is a Monday. If you want rain, hope you get a little bit of that for today. Otherwise, try to keep cool out there. We'll make it through it. A couple more days. Got to get through Wednesday, and then we'll have that relief on the way. So we'll talk more about that good news as we get closer to it tomorrow morning on your Tuesday edition of Ben at 10. In the meantime, have a good Monday and have a good rest of your week. We'll see you later.